clinical professor of psychiatry at NYU Medical Center. If you have recurring disturbances of sleep more than once or twice a week, and there are no physical reasons your doctor can identify, your problem may be linked to a psychological problem, most commonly anxiety or depression. If you can't get enough sleep and think it may be due to the current state of your mental health, talking to a counselor or therapist can help. Number 3, you don't enjoy happy events, even the big ones. Have you not been feeling your normal self, even at big events that usually make you happy? Maybe you feel depressed or nervous, or maybe you feel nothing at all. You don't know what you're feeling because there doesn't seem to be a strong emotion. You may feel a bit happy, but you notice your emotions during these big events don't seem as strong as others. You feel a fraction of the feelings others seem to feel when you experience the same accomplishments or celebrations. You just don't feel like your old self anymore. This can be a sign that you're experiencing emotional numbness, depression, or that you're emotionally unwell. Number 4, you often have suicidal thoughts that can come out of nowhere. Have you been experiencing suicidal thoughts? Suicidal thoughts can reveal that you're experiencing more pain than you can deal with in the current moment. But suicide is permanent, and these moments don't last forever. Suicide is never the answer, and there are resources out there. There are people there who want to help you and want to listen. If you're experiencing suicidal thoughts, it's important to seek help and let a counselor or loved one know that you're feeling this way. They can help you on your path to feeling better by providing you with the resources you may need to get through this difficult time. We've linked several resources and hotlines in the description box below. Number 5, you tell yourself you're fine, even when you're not. Do you often tell yourself, I'm fine, even when you're not fine? Do you ignore any negative or conflicting feelings? Suppressing emotions may seem like a quick fix to a big problem, but it could actually lead to further distress in the future, even over something seemingly unimportant. Let's say you suppress the anger you have over a relationship ending or a stressful routine at work. If you don't deal with the problems that can affect you in the long run, something as small as forgetting to buy the milk on your grocery list can lead to an explosive fight that will cover more than just your grocery shopping. What's worse is denying these feelings to those who ask how you are, and most importantly, denying them to yourself. Instead of self-denial, take a breath, relax, and try to go through the problems you're facing in a comfortable space. Feel the feelings as they happen, rather than later. This doesn't mean you should let it consume you, but these emotions are valid and should have time in your day to be sorted through and resolved. Number 6, you don't like who you are and let your insecurities get the best of you. Everyone has insecurities. It's a normal part of being human. But if you're constantly thinking of your flaws and how others might judge you, it can be the beginning of a very unhealthy habit. Even if you want to change yourself for the better and improve yourself, you shouldn't beat yourself up over it. It's a great goal to try to improve yourself in many ways, but telling yourself that these goals are the only thing that can make you happy is a recipe for disaster. Because even if you do accomplish the goals you're striving for, the added weight and importance you place on them can make the great feeling of achievement of accomplishing your goals not all you thought it would be in your mind. We tend to build things up in our heads, and that's the reality we tend to strive for. But maybe the life in your head isn't all you thought it would be. When you finally reach the mountaintop and take a look at your long-awaited vista, there's always a time when you'll have to start the long trek back down, because not every moment will feel as high as the mountaintops, and that's normal. The point is to keep moving forward on your path, on your journey. Look at me making metaphors. And number 7, you aren't living your life, you're surviving. Every situation is different, but if you find yourself just getting through your day at work, just getting through to the weekend, just making it to the end of the week, well, congratulations, you're surviving. That can take a lot of work for some. But it's important to keep going and make the best of every situation. But if making it to the weekend is all you look forward to, maybe it's time to reevaluate. Not everyone loves their work or school, and it's normal to wish for the weekend, but try to ask yourself what you really want to do. Whether it's a lifelong dream you can work towards achieving, or taking up a new hobby like playing the guitar. Try taking the steps to add some life into, well, your life. Take a dance class, reconnect with old friends, go on a road trip, or call your mom. Add some spice to your life's recipe book and begin to enjoy what it is that keeps you going. We can't only run on tofu. There I go with the metaphors again. If you don't take time to enjoy the moments in your life and live in the moment, it may pass you by. As a wise fictional teenager once said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. It was Ferris Bueller for you youngsters. So do you have any of these signs? If you do, it's best to seek out help from a mental health professional, as mentioned. Feel free to express your thoughts in the comments below and share any helpful coping tips. Know that it truly does get better. Many people who've experienced suicidal thoughts and survived have felt thankful that they're alive later on. With some hope, time, and help from others, you can go back to feeling more than fine. You soon may be feeling great. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to click the like button and share it with a friend or someone who might need it.
It's popular belief that long-distance relationships never work out. But sometimes, absence does make the heart grow fonder, and people learn to take their partners less for granted when they're not always around. It's also worth noting that some couples far away from each other feel closer than couples who live with each other, because they're more willing to communicate their problems with one another. It all boils down to one word: effort. Here's 6 tips on maintaining long-distance relationships. 1. Give them a personal gift to hold on to. Before the two of you depart, give each other something you can hold on to and remember one another by. A few examples you may be inspired by include exchanging nightlights, stuffed animals, jewelry, hoodies, or mugs. What you decide to give your partner doesn't have to be big or expensive. Instead, focus on how the object has served to bring meaning into your life. 2. Set routines and learn about each other's schedules. Time zones can be tricky, but learn to appreciate the differences. This can teach you the value of patience and remind you that relationships don't thrive or grow from moments of instant gratification. Once you and your partner get settled in and adjust to your new lifestyles, let each other know about your schedules and routines. Depending on how much of a difference your time zone is, you may need to take turns accommodating to each other's availability to set up Skype dates or phone calls. It may sound daunting, but once the two of you figure out a rhythm that works for the both of you, the rest will set sail. 3. Build trust and try not to jump to conclusions or assume the worst. Life can be unpredictable, so sometimes things come up, such as family emergencies, working overtime, or illness that may interrupt your usual communication patterns. Rather than worrying about whether your partner is cheating on you, or if they've grown bored of the relationship and may be spending more time with their friends, know that there's no actual proof or evidence to back up those anxious thoughts. Build trust with your partner and ask each other how you're feeling, rather than bottling up insecurity and making the walls bigger. Getting answers directly from your partner is better than overanalyzing and filling in those gaps yourself. 4. It's not about how often you talk to each other. Instead, focus on quality communication. Consistent communication is important when the two of you are apart from each other, especially when the physical aspect of the relationship is absent. But too much of it can also backfire and leave the two of you feeling smothered or burnt out. Rather than texting each other every hour of the day, find balance and moderation, and focus on the quality of your conversations instead of how frequently the two of you talk. You may come to find that the more you talk to each other, the more you end up talking about the same things in circles, rather than delving into a meaningful conversation that makes you appreciate each other's intellect, ideas, and perspectives. 5. Make time to see each other, but know that every visit may not be ideal, and that's okay. When you visit each other, you may want to make the best out of your time together and plan to do exciting things, but we're all human, so allow room for flexibility instead of perfection. There may be times when you're exhausted from traveling back and forth and just want to stay in and watch a movie with your partner. Or perhaps there's a delay in your flight that may bleed into your dinner reservations. Doing fun activities and bonding with your partner is important, but sometimes it's good to just play things by ear and go with the flow. Remember, it's about the company you're with and not necessarily what the two of you do. 6. Embrace the challenges together. Long-distance relationships are difficult, but don't let the challenges tear you apart. Instead, embrace them together. Sometimes, your insecurities may get the best of you. Consequently, you may believe the two of you would be better off breaking up and meeting new people. Take a step back and think about why you held on for so long in the first place. Whether the two of you are apart because you're going to different schools or because of a job promotion, know that the long distance is only temporary, and that you're working on yourselves before the two of you can be together again. It's a common misconception to think that in order for relationships to work, one person has to sacrifice their needs and desires for the other. In reality, this is how relationships often break apart when people feel stifled and can't grow together. Never lose sight of the big picture, and don't give up. Have you ever been or are currently in a long-distance relationship? Do you have some tips on how to deal with one? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to check out our website and other social media, as well as our Patreon account for more content. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching!